John Conyers from Michigan, Maurice Hinchy from New York, Major Owens, New York, Marcy Capter, Ohio, and we've just been joined by our whip, Cindy Hoyer from Maryland. Thank you, Cindy, for coming. And now it's John Conyers.
Thank you, and my congratulations to my co-chairs of the Progressive Caucus for bringing what I consider to be historic discussions examining the questions around this unconscionable war that threatens to further divide us and cause the economic suffering that is already beginning to be felt and to be attached to the war. The reason, General, that we couldn't follow your sage advice is that the resolution that came to the floor proposing we get out immediately was unamendable thanks to the Rules Committee. We couldn't raise that kind of strategy, although we argued it, of course, during the debate. Now, what makes these sessions so vital is that you keep hearing the same question over and over. We experienced members of Congress asking you, how do we win the hearts and minds of the people? And I love this business about the Democrats and the Republicans up here, and why don't, look, until the people begin reflecting the Progressive Caucus's sentiments, the likelihood of any of us changing any member's mind through logic and persuasion is not awfully high from my experience. There's one thing that gets to members, and that's constituents. And when constituents get to members, you can see them leaping to get on the kind of bills that they would normally snub their nose at. And so the heart of our discussion and all of the experience and understanding and intelligence you bring to this subject and this part of the world is enormously useful. But in the end, the question is, how do we get more of our people in Michigan, in Ohio, in New York, in California, to say, Woolsey and Lee and Capter and Kilpatrick and Hinchy and Owens are right. They've got to do what they're saying. And that is the question I've been rolling around, and I re-raise it again, because we want you to reach deep into your own understanding of this political process to do that. The second thing is just a comment. You see, if you really follow the political theories of Martin Luther King, you realize that it boils down to jobs, justice, and peace. Political justice and economic justice. And obviously, you never get to peace without considering all of those kind of things. And so, what we're dealing with here is an example of empire. The American system now, since we are the largest, indisputably most powerful, most wealthy, most everything, everybody looks to us, and the old style Rumsfeld theory is might makes right. By God, Conyers, it always has, and wait a minute, it may not always will be the case, as we're being given examples now. And so what I'm thinking is that we have to get to our folks, and it's then that I'll see people rushing in here, that there'll be 150 members of the Progressive Caucus instead of 68. And I'd like you to just comment on the remaining time.
Members are far greater experts on tackling the political problem than you define an ex-bureaucrat like myself. Let me just make one comment as it relates to the debate on Iraq, and that is, when people who move in the kind of circles I do, think tanks and academia and so on, argue till kingdom come about what the effect on Iraq would be by this troop level, that troop level. But the American people have to be reminded that it's U.S. interests, not Iraqi interests, that are at stake here. And we can, this may sound kind of harsh, but Iraqi interests, they are not the ones that matter. And there are three sets of interests that you have to talk to your constituents about. That first set about what's going to happen in Iraq is only one. The second set is what's happened to the stature of the American interest around the world, the effect on extremism, the issue that was raised by this NIE. And the third one is the one where you are clearly the best experts, and that is what is the tolerance of the American people, the expenditure of blood and treasure, and all the other costs that General Odom mentioned. That is at least as important to American interest as anything somebody like myself debates about, what's going to be the effect on discussions in the Iraqi Assembly of having, 140,000 troops rather than 50,000 troops or whatever.
Thank you so much.